One of the biggest things that messes people's recomposing up is the balance between that grip fight phase and the retention framing. Okay, so notice what can happen to a lot of people is if you start to learn spider or some form of open guard, people will start going for these sleeves early. Okay, if I have the feet in the biceps, if I have the feet in the biceps and I grab the sleeves, now I have an entanglement. If I'm here, I don't really have a control, and he starts passing. Not only are these sleeves not doing anything, but I'm losing my frames and opening my space, right? So there's a critical point. You need to know when is the time to let go of your grips and focus on your framing, and when is the time to be looking for a grip. And that's a fine line. It's hard to develop. You learn it over time of where, oh, I need to be defending. Like, so if he drops into almost side control somehow, here I'm framing, doing stuff, I'm here, and look, now I feel like I got this sleeve, maybe bang, lasso, now I got an entanglement. Then I can go collar sleeve, that starts turning into stuff, right? But if I'm like here and he's still finishing inside, and then I'm holding the sleeves, now he comes all the way into side, and now I'm way out of position, and it's gonna be hard for me to get out, right? I feel like I can have someone like, you know, who's like a world class, like 100 kilos, all the way inside here with my knee in, and I feel really confident that I'm gonna be able to get out of this, okay? But if I'm going with like, a really, really strong blue belt and it's just tough, and I let them get all the way in on my neck and past my elbows, it's gonna be hard, right? And I really feel like, you know, with everyone I've trained with, I've trained a lot of world-class guys, I feel like my retention is like great. I do great versus everyone, right? But there's a critical point where if you're a smaller person, you do not wanna let them get in, right? So it's more critical that you recognize early, oh, I'm in trouble, let go of the grips, get your frames in early, scramble, get back to the center, and then try to regrip, okay? This is probably hands down the thing I see that kills people's guards the most. They hold grips way too long. They're in collar sleeve, right? Like you're here, stand up, I'm like attacking stuff like this, and somehow I get out of position, I get thrown, you start passing, and you keep holding. And then he gets all the way in. And now it's like, oh, I'm here, he's all the way, and now he's gonna crush me, right? So instead, I'm here, I'm like this, and then something happens, I don't know what, I go here, oh, frame it. See, now he gets all the way into second rope, all the way into second rope. All the way in, all the way in. See, here I still have a fighting chance. He's inside, kind of, but my frames are, I can start kicking and moving and doing stuff and getting back. It doesn't take too much energy, it doesn't take strength, it's proper framing, right? So just make sure that you detect when stuff starts getting really bad, let go and switch to your frames early, okay? All right, guys, let's do the knee cut now. Stand up. So there's different models on defending the knee cut. We're just gonna start with the classic knee cut where the guy grabs the lapel with the right hand, and then he's just trying to trap this leg and come in for a knee slide, okay? Go back. So similar idea, we wanna protect the elbow knee space, right? But protecting the elbow knee space from a Toriando, he's trying to get inside your elbow knee space from the outside, right? So get up a little bit. So with the Toriando pass, people are getting inside your elbow knee space by going outside and opening, just stay here, and opening it from here to get in. That's what a Toriando is. They're getting in the elbow knee space from the outside. A knee cut pass, you're getting in, so keep the elbow there where you had it. You're getting into the elbow knee space from the inside. You see my knee goes through that gap, right? And now I've gone in and I go through. So he never even really opened it. I just found a separation here right there. So I'm like this, see, and I find a way to get in here and I go in that way with the knee. That's how the knee cut functions, okay? So we have to protect that. So go up. Here. Okay, so we're like this. So if I'm here and he grabs the lapel, as he goes in, one thing people do a lot is the knee shield, and you can do that. We can talk about it in another class maybe. But for me, if you wanted to have smooth, easy recomposing, I just focus on this. I don't even mind the knee coming in so much. I keep this tight with my arm framed here to protect that gap. Not here, I go here. So as he comes in for the cut, I just frame, I keep this really tight. I push with my arms, don't grab the sleeve first. Push on the bicep, I push here. You can push with this hand, just make sure you don't lose this. Otherwise this drops and now you won't be able to lasso. Okay, go back. So he comes in, like this, I frame here. My left foot, I can go over the shoulder or on the hip, whatever I can find. Okay, and I push, and that will bring this leg out. But the main thing is when he comes in, you wanna, of course, grip fight early, don't let him trap the leg. But if he does, he comes in, don't over panic. Just keep the knee tight, frame with your arms, push. I could go on the hip, I could go in the shoulder, I could go in the armpit. I push and I create space with that outside leg to come back out. Now I'm back out in the grip fight phase. Okay? But make sure what you do, most people will do wrong, is when the guy comes in on the cut, they start to panic and they want to block that weight. They do it with this leg, so they go. And then what happens is you block it, and now it's hard to get this out. And now you're stuck there, okay? And if you want to play close guard, you want to play any open guard, spider guard, de la riva, anything, you have to have this leg out. See, come back. So if he comes in with that cut, and my default response is this, you're going to be here and you may defend a bit, and now you got to worry about leg weaves and all this stuff. And no, there's no omoplatas, no triangle choke, none of that, because you're kind of stuck. I got to get it back out, right? And you can do this. There's models where you do this. I work on it sometimes, right? And you can do this, but I think for you guys right now, it's easier when he comes in to just not over panic. He comes in, you frame, lasso here, foot on the hip, whatever, and come out. Again, this leg is going to be way easier to throw over the tighter this knee is, okay? If I want to lasso at this foot and this leg is here, it's really difficult. If I go here, now my leg comes up. Okay, even if you're unflexible, this is even more important because the likelihood of you being able to get your foot up is always going to go up when you keep your knee tight. Make sense? That being said, if you don't stretch, start stretching. It helps a lot. Okay? All right, guys, let's do the kneecap one more time. Here he comes in, frame. Number one mistake, do not grab the sleeve first. Now it's harder to lasso. Frame first. Throw the foot over. Now I can grab the sleeve if I want. I defend and I have my first grip. If he grabs here automatically, which a lot of people will, double sleeve. Now we're back in offense. Okay? You guys see how I connect that all together? Right, I break it down into 4 phases, and then you're just like mini game, mini game, mini game. Okay? If this is your first class, you're probably confused. You get it over time. Okay. All right, guys. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3.